Oh, hey there. All right. We're doing another salmonella video, continuing on our quest to react to every salmonella video that I haven't already reacted to or haven't seen before I started the reaction channel. So, origins of phrases. Let's do it. I'm gonna make sure I'm recording. I am sorry. Let's do it. Hey kids, watch.
Hey kids, you know what's cool? Entomology. I mean emetology.
What did that say?
Kids, you know what's cool? Entomology. I mean emetology. Etymology. There we go. Today we're going to talk about some words, some combinations thereof, and where they come from. First is the phrase white elephant. Now, for those out of the loop, a white elephant is a possession which its owner cannot dispose of and whose cost, particularly that of maintenance, is out of proportion to its usefulness, and also a game played during the holidays for people who prefer random garbage over actual personalized presents. According to legend, this saying dates back to the monarchs of Siam. Whenever one of the king's courtiers drew his displeasure,
well, yeah, the king doesn't look very happy right here. I wouldn't want that as a king. This is me. Kind of looks like me.
Through whatever means, he would offer them a gift of a white elephant. It was considered the ultimate insult to refuse a gift from the king, so naturally the elephantee would be forced to accept.
I'll take an elephant.
If you know elephants as well as I do, you would know that they are freaking gigantic. They can consume around 50 gallons of water and 500 pounds of foliage every day, which would be quite expensive to keep up in modern times, let alone hundreds of years ago. Plus, these ones are albino, so you have to hose them down with SPF 30 once an hour or else they'll turn into one big tumor. Okay, not really, but they definitely needed their shade. Also, Southeast Asian cultures considered white elephants sacred, so you weren't allowed to make the animal work, and you'd have to hire a load of people to care for it on a daily basis. Basically, the person getting the gift would have to choose between financial ruin or letting it die and being socially ostracized and possibly even killed. I thought this whole thing
not cool, man. I don't want this elephant anymore.
Was pretty clever, so I've started doing my own version. Whenever someone gets on my nerves, I spray paint progressive comments all over their house. That way they'll have to spend the whole day angrily scrubbing it off, and then the neighbors will be like, wait, does that mean he likes the N-word? Bigoted scum. Next is balls to the wall. This one harkens back to the days when planes flew in the air. The throttle of many aircrafts would be controlled with either a lever or a plunger, either of which were often topped with a sphere for easy handling. Thus, when you wanted to throw the plane into max thrust, you'd put the balls to the wall. In a similar vein, the phrase balls deep comes from pinball machines. When you want to launch the ball full force, you pull the plunger all the way back, otherwise known as going balls deep.
I did not know that.
Nah, just kidding. That one actually means what you think it does. Next is getting your goat, a phrase used when someone or something annoys you. The origin of this phrase is still disputed by etymologists, but one theory traces back to the sport of horse racing. In order to stop horses from getting nervous before a race, their owners would stick a goat in the stables to keep them calm. Apparently, the presence of a goat has some kind of therapeutic effect on horses, kind of like a therapy dog, except they can't pet it on account of hooves, so they just sniff it for a while, I guess. Cut to a pack of young hooligans looking for something to do besides bootlegging and getting polio. They decide to break into the stables at night and escort the goat to an undisclosed location. Then when the race starts, instead of running straight ahead like a normal person, the horse would run into the crowd and drop kick a grandma or whatever, and the old crotchety oil tycoon who owns the horse would stand up, shaking his cane, yelling, "Those punks really get my goat." Thanks to modern medicine, anxious horses today can instead be
Did Sam just make that phrase? Is that a real phrase?
Given horsey Xanax to calm them down, which unfortunately means that the days of hot-blooded goat getting are over. However, some would argue that stealing horse tranquilizers can be equally
Look at this kid over here.
rewarding in its own way. But enough of that mumbo jumbo. Hey, speaking of which, you ever wonder where mumbo jumbo comes from? Nice segue, Sam. Thanks, Sam. Anyway, strap in, kids. This one's gonna be good. Mumbo jumbo originates from the mix. Speaking of which, you ever wonder where mumbo jumbo comes from? Nice segue, Sam. Thanks, Sam. Anyways. Strap in, kids, this one's gonna be good. Mumbo Jumbo originates from the Mandingo people of West Africa. The Mandingos were a polygamous culture, and whenever a domestic quarrel broke out, they would soon hear animalistic screaming coming from the woods. They look over, and out runs this guy, known as Mumbo Jumbo. Now, Mumbo Jumbo's arrival was considered a big deal to the Mandingo. The whole tribe would sing and dance in the town center until midnight.
Sounds like a chill guy.
Mr. Jumbo would settle the dispute. And by settle the dispute, I mean tie the female to a post and slap her upside the head with a stick for an hour, while the rest of the village watched, all hootin' and a-hollerin'. And then he'd run screaming back into the woods, where he would remain until the next complaint arose. What the Mandingo women didn't know is that Mumbo Jumbo is not, in fact, a wild patriarchal deity from the forest, but merely the offending woman's husband or one of his friends wearing a costume.
So, let me get this straight. These people were trying to figure out how to cool down domestic disputes, and they came up with this. A supernatural deity they create. They tell the women that when there are domestic disputes, he comes out and, whacks them, and they have to behave better. And so they get the husband. I want to laugh, but it's also not. Oh, God.
Costume made from tree bark and leaves. Anyway, the guy would be babbling nonsense the whole time, which is where the phrase Mumbo Jumbo is derived from. So next time one of your superiors uses the words Mumbo Jumbo in a jocular fashion, remember to report them to HR for promoting African wife beating. Anyway, that's all for today. Until next time, I'm Salmonella, and thank you for watching.
Thank you for making. That Mumbo Jumbo one I almost... All right, a great video like always. I'll react to another one pretty soon. I think this is like my second or third video today. I think second. But remember, leave down in the comments any requests for videos. Usually historical videos, but anything you want me to watch, I'll see if I can check it out. I always love reading the comments, seeing all that stuff, and you guys help me to branch out my knowledge into other areas, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. Love that. So check out these videos I put up over here somewhere, and see you guys next time.